and
thanks,
Franz Nielsen in the Wayback Machine. Why are we talking Kyle Okposo? Because the galloping gopher, Grant, that's how he got indoctrinated into the New York Islander lexicon. Tell us about it, Grant.
That was amazing, Grumpy. That was absolutely amazing. So basically, if I grew up in Minnesota, a suburb of Minneapolis, and my dad was a huge, Gopher hockey fan, and he raised me as a big Gopher hockey fan. And, that was like my team. I didn't follow any NHL teams at all. I didn't follow the Wild. It was the Gophers. Like, I was ecstatic when they won. I cried when they got eliminated and their season was over. Like, that was my team. And, Kyle Okposo, he comes along onto the Gophers, and he scored like this awesome goal, between the legs goal. I don't know, TJ, if I send you the video, are you able to play that on here?
Yeah, if you send it, or I may be able to find the line. Let me just, I'll quick Google it.
And
I have it pulled up on here. I can just DM you.
Yes. Here's the thing what a lot of people don't realize. Now, Grant, I realize your dad was a fan, and, that helps. But how did he become an Islander fan? Just like this, meeting a player, and all of a sudden you're a fan for life. And I can't tell you, there's 1,000, tens of thousands of stories just like that. And that's what athletes need to really remember. You like when, I don't have time for the fans or anything like that. Hockey players really aren't like that. They make such an impact on young children's lives. And sometimes I think they forget that. And it's just nice and refreshing to hear a story like that, honestly. And Grant, that helmet looked a little bit too big for you, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is the goal. The Gophers were playing Mankato here, which is Minnesota State, which is a big rival game. And
between the legs goal there.
Yeah, they'll show it on the replay. He did a between the legs goal. And I was about like 7 or 8 when I saw this, and I thought this was just like the coolest thing ever, And so he obviously became one of my favorite players because of that goal. And then so I played hockey my whole life personally. And so the next day, I think I had hockey practice the next day. And I did this move all the time in practice, and to the point where my coaches were like, Grant, you got to stop doing that. That's just ridiculous. You got to do something else.
Well, trying to imitate there. I mean, like that. I mean, like it's funny. And I think that, and I kind of want to chime off of what Grump said too. Man, oh man, you talk about what creates an Islander fan and why we're all Islander fans. I'm one because Grump was a fan. It wasn't necessarily because the team was great. It wasn't right. It wasn't like Grant's story is like, oh man, the team was fantastic, and them winning and having such a successful campaign made me an Islander fan. No, just as you had mentioned, it's the small things like that where players take the time to get to know you. They do something special like that, and you become enamored with them. You become a fan for life.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. I mean, it's true. Like TJ became a Pittsburgh Panther fan. Why would that happen, TJ? Were you watching? Who was it? LaShawn McCoy?
Yeah.
On an ESPN game where Pittsburgh, of course, lost.
They lost, yes, to Michigan State.
And
I like the way they played. And I was like, I'm going to be a fan of that team.
And he said, I could be LaShawn McCoy.
Yeah, I don't know why you bring this up.
Yeah, that didn't pan out.
I know. You tried. Anyway, so you became an Islander fan, and you cover a lot of the Islanders games. You do a lot of the live streams during the games. I mean, we've done that. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot to it. Tell me a little bit about your live streams, Grant.
So my goal was to do like almost every single Islanders game, but it's just a lot. And I'm in college and I have school and I work, and I just couldn't put all the dedication to it. So I tried to do a wide variety of games. So I probably went live like twice a week for watch-alongs, and I tried to get an Islanders game there like once a week or so.
So you do not just Islander games. You do a lot of different NHL games. You do one of the week, just a general NHL game, and at least one Islander game a week.
Yeah, that's like my goal with it. Yeah.
TJ, you know what? You have the ability to make something exciting like Grant doing those games, make it just sound so boring. Why is that?
How have I made this sound boring?
I just consider it your failure as a host, honestly.
Oh, gotcha. Well, the reason I'm asking those questions, Grump, is because there are a lot of fans on this show who like to see us do the watch along. Grumpy, we've talked about it before. I don't know how many of these live streams of the games are going to be able to do this next year. Grump, let's be quite honest. That's all. Like, just as Grant mentioned, it's a lot. I'm not sure we can go back to doing the show 6 days a week.
Oh, so what you're doing is See, now it all's coming. I didn't know why Grant was coming. Like, Grant's coming. Okay, cool. Now I know what the whole thing's a setup for you to do less work during the regular season. I see how that played out now. Bring on Grant, say how tough it is, and Grant goes right along. Oh, that's very, very tough. And now TJ saying, well, we're not going to be able to do it next year. Good job. Nice job. Everyone knows the way you're all. Everyone knows what
say
you're
it
all
just
about.
like that, Grumpy. I'm just saying he's a guy who does a lot of the watch-alongs. He covers a lot of Islanders action. He's knowledgeable on the team. I like them. Grump, I've tuned into his watch-alongs before. Again, like if I'm just watching a game casually, if we weren't covered, I tune in, Grump. I'm just saying others should too. Yes.
Okay.
Grumpy, I don't let you know everything I do. Come on now, Grump.